Wake to Wake tip. Good evening, OLFMs. Paul Martin and Squest here, your Director of Curriculum Development and Delivery here in Tk'emlúps, Secwépemc, deep in the heart of Secwépemc, the traditional and unceded territories of the Secwépemc people. And I have a bit of news for you tonight to share, and then just a few thoughts about, the events of the last couple of weeks here in the region. And let's get to the news first. So a reminder, we talked the last couple of weeks about uploading your assignments for students when returning them, and making sure that your students submit their assignments via Moodle. So they should submit all of their assignments to you via Moodle, and you should return them via Moodle as well. And if you do return them via email, you should also be including copies of them in Moodle. And there are a few reasons for that. And also a reminder not to accept assignments that have been submitted with no name on them. And if you see an assignment submitted with a name other than that of the student, that is also a red flag for you about academic integrity violations. Now, I was going to say about the reason, one of the big reasons for having students submit their work to you via Moodle and for you to return them via Moodle is that then we have records of both of those assignments. So, for example, if there's a student appeal, one of the things that we will often do is get that assignment remarked for a student. That's one of the things that can sometimes happen. But we need a fresh copy of that assignment. And so we are able to go into to Moodle and pull out that assignment that the student has submitted. Now, if the student has submitted it to you over email, chances are you may have taken that file and then marked that up and then submitted that back to the student. And the original is not there anymore. So that's one of the reasons, of course. And again, if you're on vacation, if you change assignments on it, or if you move to a different course and you're not teaching that course anymore, you leave open learning, something like that, we may need to go back and look at those assignments to provide students other information, or sometimes, up to a year or two later, it'll become part of an academic integrity case, and we need those assignments in there. And so that is protecting you, it's protecting the students, and also making sure that we can track all those assignments coming in and going back out. So really crucial that that is the only way that you receive and distribute assignments to students. So that's important, and again, a reminder to get their names on there. So that is very, very crucial. Now, the other thing I was going to say too, just a reminder for you, if you have students with Moodle questions, one of the great places, the great resources that we have that can really almost answer any Moodle question there is for students is the Learning Without Walls site that the Learning Design and Innovations team has created to help students access and get to know Moodle particularly well. So I will put the link up to that in tonight's video, in the email that goes along with the video, and please do refer students to that. So that is really important. So finally, not finally, but really I think the most important thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and really it's the reason I just didn't feel up to sending you a video last week. As you know, the Kamloops Indian Residential School news has come out that so they've been doing some looking into the grounds there, and it appears that there are the bodies of 215 former students buried in the schoolyard in unmarked graves. And this is not a surprise. It's not a shock. The students in those schools have been, in that school and in other schools just like it across the country, have been saying for years that, of course, there are burial grounds where students have been buried, where all the students who never came home, their bodies are located. This is not a dark chapter in Canadian history. This is something that is really still with us today. It's not something that's in the past. It's very much in the present, and deeply, deeply disturbing, traumatic, horrific. I mean, what can you say? And really, I speak for all of, I think all of you, of course, and all of the team here at Open Learning, and just say that we are, our hearts are with the survivors and with the people of Tk'emlúps, Secwépemc, and with all Indigenous people across Canada who have been impacted generation after generation by the residential school system and the huge trauma that has been a result of that. And so our thoughts are with those people and members of our community and colleagues and students. So one of the things I wanted to mention tonight is that it is really important, and I would encourage you to do this. It's not enough just to have announcements on the TRU website and a message from the president. And I was part of I attended the healing circle, the virtual healing circle yesterday, which was really moving and important. But it's important for you as OLFMs to please reach out to your students to let them know that you realize that they may be suffering, that they may be traumatized, that this may be something that has happened to people in their family. You may have students who are survivals of residential schools. Remember, the last residential school did not close until 1996. That's 10 years after I got out of high school. So you may have students who are survivors as well. And I would really, really encourage you to reach out to your students, to check in on them, to let them know that there are resources for them, and I'll share some of those in the email tonight, to point them to that, to let them know that we are thinking of them and that we are here for them in whatever ways we can be. Please let them know, and this is sort of my rule of thumb in general, but wow, especially at this time, that students come first, their families come first, their communities come first. And school is important, but it sure is a distant second to all of those things. And if they need more time to complete an assignment, if they're worried about being done, so often students won't share what they're going through, and they're terrified that if they don't get something in on time by a deadline, no one's going to be there to help them. But we are, and please let them know that you're listening and that you care, and that you will do your best to help them if they need help. And just let them know that TRU and Open Learning and you are there to support them in whatever ways that we can. So what do we do? I think one of the first things we do, and I was in a great meeting at the Coyote Project. I'm the Open Learning representative on the Coyote Project here at TRU, which is there to support Indigenous students and to do all sorts of. It's an amazing group of people on the Coyote Project, and Tina Matthew, who chairs that committee, who is the executive director of the Indigenous Education office here at TRU, and one of the finest leaders I know. She was wonderful in the Coyote Project meeting the other day, and one of the things that she said, that she says a lot, is less talk and more action. So what kind of action can we take? First of all, we can reach out to our students. We can share with them that we're here. We can learn more and listen more, and stop asking for what we can do to help, and stop saying things like, this is such a shock or this is such a surprise, because it's not. And We just need to pay attention and listen carefully, and we know that all these things are there. And there's a lot of healing to do across the country, and we can be part of that. But one of the things that we can do, aside from sharing resources and stuff with our students, it's also important for us to learn and to listen, and to listen and to listen. So what can we do? We can read. If you've not read the calls to action from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, start there. Read those. In fact, there's 5, I think it's 5 in there that deal specifically with burial sites like these, and the importance of being able to find information, and demands that the government do more to help this. Read the report of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. It's massive, and it's really, really important that we listen to the stories that we're told as part of that process. Do more research. The National Center for Truth and Reconciliation Commission has an amazing website that is just deep and rich with information and stories that you can learn from. The Indigenous Canada MOOC that's offered by a massive open online course that's offered by the University of Alberta. It's free. It's amazing. It's run through the U of A and Coursera. And wow, I highly recommend it. It is amazing. So check that out. I'll put the link again in the blog. Learn finally that if you can, some Secwépemc terms. Learn about the territories that we serve here as TRU. Learn about the territories that you are on right now, and make sure you know that. So that's really it for me. It has been a hard 10 days or so here, and my thoughts are with the people of Tk'emlúps Secwépemc and all the Indigenous people across the country who have been so deeply affected by this. And I just think that we can do more, and we should do more, and we will do more in open learning at TRU and as Canadians. And so call on our governments to do more. Read up, learn more, listen, listen, listen. And please do look after yourselves and the people around you. And I will see you very soon. Take good care.